Sup, my friends, and welcome back to the Dragon's Lair. This is the Taoist Dragon of the Goth Gang, but you can call me Toasty. And today we're going to be playing a game that is it's very near and dear to me. Sort of why I'm a little bit more relaxed. This is the Legend of Mana, which I did a stream a while back on the Secret of Mana when that remake came out. And in it, I talked about Legend of Mana a little bit. But honestly, I've been playing this game a bit on my own time. But just going back to it, I realized just kind of how important it was to me. So I am only planning on doing this as a one-off. It's a bit of a longer game. And yeah, I mean, unless there's a whole lot of attention on it if people really want me to do a full series, then I'll do a full series on it. But otherwise, I feel this is more going to just, one and done. So, I want to play this guy. I want to play him with a two-handed sword. I honestly don't remember how I played this as a kid. It was that long ago. I don't remember the weapon stuff that I used. And thinking back, I don't even know if I know how to read. Like, I played this game when I was like 6 or so. That's what I want to say. It was 1999, so yeah, I could have been right around 6. But yeah, so this came out on the original PlayStation. And I actually remember when we got our PlayStation. I'll tell that story when I jump in. I just want to... well, no, let's just jump in. Get some plot. I have to name my character anyways. Which should be pretty easy. I'm just going down Toasty. But, so this was on the original PlayStation. And it was actually a gift for my mother, because there's a person in the family who really liked video games, and she was like kind of whatever. And this game was recommended because it was very simple. It's very easy. It's a pretty easy game, which was good for young me because I wasn't good at video games back then. I misspelled Toasty. Tosty. Let's just fix that. But oh my goodness. Let's see. It's hard to like even just write the name as I'm trying to tell this story. Toast. Whatever, we'll go with Toast. But yeah, this game. PlayStation 1. Alright, we have to... This is sort of an interesting thing about this game. Select player, darken areas cannot be chosen. So I got this game. Well, yeah, as I said, gift from my mom, because it's easy. It wasn't too hard for me to get into as a kid. Even without me being able to read, I was able to at least play. I don't think I ever beat the game, but I saw it got beat several times. But, which is interesting, because this game has a non-traditional plot, which we can get into when we get into game. But the very first thing that's sort of a unique mechanic to this in general is that, as you can see, we're choosing a slice of the world. You actually build the world map, which we're going to do right now. We start off with the mailbox. This is our home, and we can put it anywhere we want on this map. I want to start sort of down near the ocean. Well, right here, that's sort of like makes it so we'll have to go out. We're like right on a little island, and I kind of like that as a starting zone. So yeah, you get these things called artifacts, which you place on the world, right? And that makes the world now. So there you go. And now we have our home. But yeah, we're going to watch this little video gosh, my mind's all over the place. And I feel torn because I definitely don't want the intro to be too long. I don't want to just be talking over nothing. It's just kind of hard to do both a story and, or like have some sort of cohesive conversation while you're also playing a game. Really shouldn't be. I was just like, I don't know, typing in a name, but it was hard for me to do the two things at once. But yeah, so the one thing they did in this remake, the developers of this remake have a hands-off approach, where they're remake's the wrong term. It's definitely just a remaster, but they're like purists. They're just trying to make these old games for the modern consoles and stuff. So, and another thing was that the original Legend of Mana was regarded as highly beautiful, and it was, because it was mostly hand-drawn backgrounds, and the sprites, they're not bad. Like, you actually see the sprites in this game, which is one of the criticisms that this remaster has gotten, is that they didn't update the sprites at all, just the backgrounds, which I both like and dislike. I'll be honest, I kind of wish they updated the sprite work, even for nostalgia purposes, because of how pure their artwork is, like how much they're matching the old style, just kind of making it with a fresher coat of paint. It's still very nostalgic to me, despite the fact that it's like a new updated artwork, and even the updated music. Really good job on that, because same songs, just updated. So it's got better, crisper instrumentation. That's all. It's literally the same songs. And that's really amazing. That's another reason why my mom was gifted this game, though, because it was very beautiful. So it's easy to get into, highly recommended. Which is interesting because in the Secret of Mana series, and not even the Secret of Mana, sorry, just the Mana series, I can see the Japanese words in my head, but I can't pronounce them at the moment. It's like Seiken Densen. So butchered that. But, okay, now we're finally getting into some plot. But what was my train of thought? I definitely losing my train of thought. Yeah, this game is very pretty, but we'll see it as we get into the game. 9 centuries ago, the mana tree burned to ashes. The power of mana lived on in mana stones, enchanted instruments, and artifacts. Sages fought amongst themselves to gain control of these last remnants of mana. Gosh darn it. Stop trying to yawn. We're having a moment right now. Then, after 100 years of war, as the power of mana began to wane, those who sought it grew scarce. Peace returned to the world. Henceforth, mankind grew afraid to desire. Their hearts filled with empty emotions and grew estranged from my hands. They turned their gaze away from my infinite power, troubled themselves with petty disputes. Remember me. Need me. I can provide you with everything. I am love. Find me and walk beside me. I find this phrasing here very interesting. I know that it is translated from Japanese. I did briefly mention this story. This game doesn't have a traditional story. It's I'd definitely say it's more of a Japanese story where it's sort of more focused on the character, and the plots are kind of just on the side, and it's mostly just context. Like right here, this is all just background context. This is the mana tree that's talking to us. The mana tree was the mana goddess, which she built the world and then turned into a tree. So this is her saying, remember me, I'll provide you with everything, kind of like a tree provides, literally providers. But this phrasing need me, I can provide you with everything. I am love. It just seems off to me because I don't know. It doesn't feel like what I would say true or selfless love would be, which would I can talk, which would be what I expect, especially from like a providing kind of love. It doesn't seem to me like that specifically like need me. It makes it so. It just sounds controlling in a way. It's like, no, rely on me as much as opposed to you can rely on me, which might be what the phrasing was supposed to be. It's like you can need me because I will be there for you. I will provide you with everything. But it's just kind of weird to throw in the need me because it seems like a truly loving individual wouldn't even need you to need them. They would just be there for you in your time of need to provide you with what you need. But okay, that's my little tangent. Just always strikes me. I do like it. It's an interesting thing to think about. This game's interesting to think about because we sort of saw it in the beginning sequence. Like I was talking to you about the artifacts. The part of that video where the landscape is literally being torn apart, and we saw these like the stuff like the it's that's a weird way of putting it. I mean, like, I think the mailbox or something was there. Those are artifacts, which I already told you about. Because literally this world has kind of fallen apart. And my character can literally rebuild the world. It's actually a super interesting concept for especially a PlayStation 1 game. They haven't really done much with it, which is kind of a shame. For a RPG standpoint, developing the world map is actually kind of a cool take on things because it makes it so that world feels more personal to you because it's like, yeah, I designed this. Now, this is a cactus. I love the cactus. But yeah, so as you can see, these are the same sprites that were from the PlayStation, and they're not bad, especially for the PlayStation, really good. It can be a little bit jarring because the rest of the artwork has been updated. So, I mean, this is essentially the old design. So this is like the same picture that was the old game. Just, modern graphics. Modern line work and drawing. But that said, what am I trying to think of? This is my home. There's so much on my mind right now. I love this game. So yeah, the one thing that I wish that they did for the sprites, because this isn't a bad looking sprite for the PlayStation 1, but compared to everything else here, it feels less crisp. So I just feel if they updated the line work, it would have been fine. It would have looked great. And it would have meshed super well. And still been nostalgic because it's not like they're changing too much. Just making it work with a modern aesthetic. This is my library. I don't need to be here. I was just kind of showing you all my house. But the one place that I really do want to show you, this is outside. This isn't the one place. But right here, this is an orchard. So you can get pets in this game, and it's super awesome. I'm not going to show it off in this video because we won't have time. But here will be a giant tree. And you give the tree seeds. And the seeds become fruits that you then feed to your pets and use to catch more pets. It was actually really interesting, and as a kid was one of the biggest draws to me because you got all these like cute little monsters. Which, yeah, I can see that as being a draw for Pokemon. Like, I've never been a huge Pokemon fan, but I can understand like wanting to collect a bunch of cute little monsters. And just, well, because they're not monsters, they're like companions, They're your, I don't want to say pets, but because I feel it's a little bit more than that. But Then again, I guess pets are a little bit more than I give them credit. I'm not a huge pet guy. No offense to people who love pets, because I love animals. I just don't like having to be the constant parent. This is, by the way, where your pets are raised and you get new pets and you put them here. And yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, I don't want to be the constant parent. But I can see like pets are a member of the family. Yeah, that's definitely how they're described. That's what I'm more going for, because they're not like these little monster things. They're sort of like a part of your family. I can get that. I mean, this is just a video game. But that said, you definitely get attached to video game characters, just the same. I am a Sproutling. The world can be shaped by your imagination. Did you know that? Yes, I did. I was just telling everybody about it. Here you go. You got the artifact color blocks. That's the town of Dominia. So, this is interesting to me in concept, because look at this. Super cute world, super relaxing, chill game. The concept is a bit somber, in the sense that this world has literally been torn apart. If you think about it, nothing outside of my home exists right now. It has been torn away by whatever cosmic force. And I literally have to redesign it again. It would be kind of like the equivalent, though, of like, you're just walking down the street and you're like, wait, I thought like there's blank ahead. Like, I thought there's a town hall ahead. And all of a sudden, there's a town hall again up ahead because you thought it. So it's kind of like that in concept. It's kind of interesting. Let's put down these colored blocks. Which gives us the town of Dominia. Oh, it's just so cute, though. So you have like this very cute, relaxing game with this concept of literally everything outside of what I have just created just doesn't exist. It's nothing until I think of it. Which is kind of a lot of responsibility and kind of, you know, a sombering thought, at least to me. Hey! At least give me your name. Alzo. So, his name is literally the Blue. It is from the Spanish. The Spanish? Jeez, he's a piece of work. I'm Duel, the Onion Warrior. I'm off to see my friend Tipo in Shopkeeper's house. Meet me there if you'd want to talk. Yeah. But first things first, let's go into the shop. It's you? That's weird. So the shop in Dominia is run by a family. This is the wife. She's in the market unless she's here, so that means that the guy isn't. The guy's in the center. I'll show you where the husband is in a second. But they kind of go back and forth. Getting really interesting. I mean, this came out on PlayStation and it had a lot of stuff going on. But as I understand, it came out kind of late in the PlayStation's life cycle. I said 1999. I'm not sure that's exactly when it came out. I said something on the title screen, so... Anyways. Well, let's buy... gauntlets and a helm. You don't need to buy healing items in this game, which I kind of wish you did, because that would be great. But unfortunately, you don't. Defend. Nope, I want crouch. But you can crouch, which is like a move action that you do that increases your life regain. And enemies will sometimes drop candy, which is supposed to heal you, but I haven't noticed it healing you. It might just be glitched in the remaster. Gosh, I gotta stop yawning. I swear I'm not trying to. It's a combination of just, like, let's playing and the brain has associated let's playing with sleep time or yawn time, which it's not. Brain, stop that. But here we go. Silence! Do not interrupt. You, speak up. Don't make me angry. What are you hiding? Oh, she's shaking. I don't like that. Oh, you leave her alone. I'm just going to do this one, though. A friend of mine is missing. Because I'm trying to distract him right now. She wears a white dress and has long hair. She's like a sister to me. I'm worried about her. Let's look for her. Together with me? But you mustn't. No, I would be grateful. What? Here. Okay, so we got another artifact. What's this? Wait. It smells like pearl. Let's hurry. Oh, okay. It's kind of an interesting thought to have. It smells like her. Let's go. Sure, that's not creepy at all. But yeah, now we have another artifact that we can place. You can get more there, but I don't want this episode to be forever. I want to show the meat and potatoes of this game. As it is, it's very kind of long, but I don't know. It's a guilty pleasure for me. I absolutely love this game. Like I said, my childhood. I would love to do a full series on it. Well, kind of. I also don't necessarily see it as full series potential unless people really like it. Because, well, we're here. I sense a brilliant aura nearby. It must be Pearl. We should hurry. So the reasons I don't see it necessarily being full there you go. Get wrecked. Being a full series potential is yeah. So there's Candy. Got vampire things. Okay, so it's a bit on the longer side. I think it's a 30-hour game, which I think the last thing that I did, well, the 8-hour game took me forever, but I could focus more on just doing series, which would mean that they'd go by faster. I say that, but I only upload like once a week, so yeah, I didn't mean to run back there, by the way. People don't come here all too often. The Sproutlings, by the way, all one thing. They're all, like, literally one individual that is, like, it's like a hive mind on steroids. Ah! You leave me alone, you jerk! Get my butt handed to me. Ah! Oh, and you can do like these special moves, like I just did that there, which I didn't know how to do them for the longest time, but you have heavy attacks and light attacks, like that. I just did heavy and light. It may not look like it, but that's what I did. And you can do button combinations with your heavy attack, kind of like a fighting game, to make it a different kind of heavy attack. Which for the longest time I didn't know how to do. Like that right there. I did a jump instead of just another slash. Boom! Get wrecked. Oh, I built up my super meter, so now I can do my super attack. And I'm collecting those crystals. Those crystals are experience points. But yeah, so another reason, well, for one, this story is also pretty convoluted. Well, I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing. And I like this story in the sense that I like slice of life stuff, so this is more presented in, like, it's focused on the characters, not the plotting So it's not so much like, oh, what is the thing that we're trying to do? It's like, we're in this like world and things are happening. So it's more like the main plot has several threads going on. This is me doing a super attack. Bam! Wow. The great sword is super slow. Like super slow. But yeah. So as you can see, a lot of fighting. So this is an action RPG, but I mean like an old school one where pretty much all you're doing is fighting. So another thing is that like this game can be pretty repetitive. And it can be very repetitive. Luckily the remaster has the option to turn off, what is it? Encounters. So when you're backtracking, you can make it so you can travel faster. If you're just trying to explore an area, you can turn off encounters. Make it so you can do it faster than you could in the whole day. But that said, most of this game is combat. That's like most of the content. So I wouldn't even recommend you turn off encounters most of the time, even though it can be kind of grating. The only time that I recommend you turn them off is when you... What I'm trying to think. I just got a new technique, by the way, which I'll show that out. Is when you're literally backtracking and stuff. Okay. So techniques. I mean, I equipped one in the beginning. Didn't even say what I was doing. These skills. These are like your special techniques that cost a special gauge, but super powerful. You can also throw magic on there. Magic is broken in this game because there's no cooldown. It's all charged base, and it doesn't even require a special meter to use. So you can just use magic all the time and just wreck house. I describe it as kind of like JRPG mage simulator. No, it's more like manga or like anime mage simulator where they're like super powerful. Not even JRPG because that's where you have mana and stuff and it's a little bit more balanced. But yeah, so I think I got this from Crouch, so I'm going to replace. Oh, yeah. You get these abilities here. You get them based off your abilities up here, so these special techniques. It's not explained in the game. They mention it, but that's about it. And they don't even tell you how they're leveling up or things, which is very outdated system at this point. Not something that I'm super into, but it's just part of the game, so you just kind of roll with it. But essentially, there's these abilities up here. These are like your... I call them move actions, but it's like... they're utility functions. Like you can jump, you can crouch. Some of them you can use to attack, like spin. You can do a spin attack and hit everybody around you. But for the most part, these are utilities, like blocking, jumping. It's what you use for your defense, kind of a thing. But as you use them, you gain mastery points in them that will unlock better abilities. And they're often unlocked by mastering 2 or more to unlock the next ability. For example, lunge and defend will give you a defensive lunge, which is a block while you lunge. Literally combining the two into one action. But from there, you unlock special techniques, because special techniques have the weapon requirement, so this is all for the two-handed sword, but the abilities as well. So I switched out Crouch, because I'm pretty sure Crouch gave me Shield Breaker, and medium range. I probably like this more than Rising Crush. Rising Crush wasn't super great, but I'll keep both at the moment because why not? But yeah, so you gain these special techniques by using the weapon and using abilities. And the more powerful special techniques will come from mastering more combinations of abilities. So, like, the more powerful ones usually have four or three abilities that you have to master. And the game doesn't tell you which ones. It doesn't even tell you how they're leveling up. It's just kind of trial and error. But then again, this was like the day and age where sort of the content was like you messing around with these systems. And if it explained it, it would make the game feel shorter. Because honestly, you can master a lot of that stuff in like just a couple of fights. And which is another thing, like, it doesn't usually require that many fights, but it can require 20, which is a lot to go on a whim for a trial and error thing. But that said, you know, after a handful of fights and you're still not getting anything from your combination of abilities, it's most likely because those abilities aren't going to give you anything and then you switch out. But another good thing, which I didn't mention, is that it's continuous. So you don't have to use, like, say defense, you don't have to, the defensive lunge ability, you don't have to use defend and lunge at the same time to get it. Just mastering defend and then mastering lunge at a separate point in time will give you defensive lunge. So as you're messing around with these combination of abilities, you're still mastering them, which will allow you to unlock the more advanced stuff when you like finally hit that right combination. But here we go. We're about to fight the boss, which is where we're going to call this. I mean, it's already been going on for a while, but I definitely wanted to show off this game, its beginning section in its entirety. That way, if people are like, yeah, this seems awesome, we can do more. Like, we can show off pets and things. But for me, I wanted to show this game off. You sure are late. Pearl is this way. Hurry, go help her. Who are you? Why do you know Pearl's name? Psst, one more thing. You best stay away from these people. Hey, how is it that you know us? I hope you don't get turned into stone or anything. That lady. Pearl? Pearl! So, yeah. That lady is an interesting character. Definitely knows more than she's letting on. Look at that! Like, that's not bad. And that was on the original PlayStation. Get wrecked. Gonna hit you with a shield breaker. Oh. It looks like shield breaker was actually... Ouch! A result of my, a jump. So I swapped out the wrong one. That's okay. Gosh, this sword is slow. Yeah, hit him. Ouch! I don't think I like the great sword too much. Block. Did blocking not work? Blocking has failed me. Oh yeah! Get him with a shield breaker. I'm just so invested in this fight. Like, this game, like I said, not hard, but damn. This two-handed sword is just slow, and like its damage output right now is just mediocre. Oh, get wrecked, you dingus! And now he's dead. Get this boss chest. This is big XP. Hey, don't steal my XP, you son of a bitch. You're not even going to stay in my party. Spoilers. Pearl! Where are you? She's clearly over here, you dingus. And there's Pearl. Also? Pearl, Is your core alright? Yes. I told you not to go wandering off by yourself. How did you end up here? I was just, thinking about things. Thinking will only get you in trouble. Spoken. No truer words have been spoken. Right now, you should stay by my side where it's safe. But that's enough. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What a sickle Pearl, like. Well, she did wander off into a random cave, but that said, this guy's a little harsh. You say all this. Who's that? Just someone who helped me find you. Sorry about that. My roommate came back, so I just muted myself for a second. Hopefully, I haven't been muted this entire time, but because it looks like I should be fine. But anyways, just someone who helped me find you. A strange someone. Oh. Well then, let's go. But see you around. Thank you. What are you getting all bashful? Making me feel awkward. Pearl, come on. Sorry, I'm coming. Thank you, Toast. This is for all you've done for me. Well, that's very nice of you, lady. I got artifacts, heck yeah. But there we go, the Lost Princess. First mission. I would say that that's probably the closest that you'll get to in this game as the main story. It's her quest line. But like I said, there's a few threads that are going on. Anyways, this was Legend of Mana. Like I said, came from my childhood. Very, very important to me. Let me know if you would like me to continue. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this bit of the Dragon's Treasure. 10 a like, some like, drop it. If you have already, I appreciate you showed that sub button some love. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Stay beautiful.